Okay, okay, my people, get your bounce on. We about to do this. We about to do this now. Come on, come on. This is Nicole Bossard, Dr. Nicole, aka the DJ Doc. We are here for our first F Bomb Friday, and today's focus is on failure. Yes, the first F bomb that we want to set off is failure. But before we get there, I want you to know where we are now. Where's here? So you have landed in the Practicing Positivity, the studio. This is where we come in here from TGC Positivity, bringing the purpose, bringing the positivity, and generating some results that matter. And the way that we do that, you see it right on your screen here, the way that we get next to that, this is a shared living, learning lab for building a practice, building those disciplines that help us nurture what gives energy, what gives vitality, and what gives life. So that's what we do here. Again, I'm Dr. Nicole Bossard, aka the DJ Doc. You see, these headphones ain't for nothing. So I always love to bring some good music up under us to support the good work that we're doing. So, by the way, speaking of that good music, what you hear, the track is Last Summer by Ixon. So if you like it, go ahead and check him out, please. Love his stuff. So here we go. Here we go, my wonder people. Here's what I would love to do for those of you that are down with it. Come on in here. Let me know and get in the game. Remember what I said in the promo last night. Get your hands, your head, your heart around a fail that makes you go, every time I think about this thing, if I had it to do again, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever that thing is that's still kind of draining, siphoning off some of your energy, some of your vitality, some of you just frankly being present in this moment. That's the one. That's the thing to put your hands around. So here's what I'd love to do. I've got a couple of things here that I just want to make sure that I share with you because I think it is going to set us off. So let's start here. We're talking about failure. And remember, we're focusing on the new F bombs. I'm calling them the new OG F bombs because a part of what we're doing, the big bound around or boundary around this whole series is how do we take what's present and reframe it in a way that actually generates life, that generates energy so that we can interrupt that thing, that cycle that is keeping us bogged down, the shackles that are keeping us right where we don't want to be, right? How do we use this incredible noodle here between our ears to create and bring forth a new reality? And the new reality begins with how we think, how we see, because how we think and how we see, that determines what we say and what we do. How we think and how we see determines what we say and what we do. I told you to bring that pen and paper. I hope you got it. I hope you got it. So let's start here. Now, failure, let's start. Everybody get on the same page. Failure basic baseline is a couple of key definitions. It's either, hey, a neglect to do something, or it's, hey, I set a goal and I simply did not accomplish said goal. So a failure is a neglect to do something, or secondarily, hey, I set a goal or I set an intention and I did not meet it. Now, I want you to just sit with that for a second. I want you to now put that lens or put those lenses on top of that fail that you've identified for our purposes today. Some of the fails that we have when we hear the word failure. Now let's zoom out a little bit. In our culture, we're here in the United States of America, and cultures across the country here, we have a pretty unified understanding of failure, and that is it's to be avoided. It's to be avoided for some at all and any cost. Failure is to be avoided at all at any cost. So, for some, what that can mean for us, like me, is how many things do I avoid? How many great experiences do I let float by? How many great opportunities come banging on my front door? And I sit in front of the TV, streaming another few hours of some program that I'm not even going to remember in a few weeks, right? So, as we're thinking about the power that failure has because of our social conditioning, we want to start flipping that thing upside down. So, I've got some notes. So, give me a second. I want to get here because I want to give you everything that I have for you. So, here are a couple of things as we're talking about failure, a couple of pieces that I just want you to remember. And you may want to write these down. If you're living, you're failing at something. Now, here's the real truism of living. If you are learning something, you are going to fail at something along the way. Would you agree? Hit me in the comments, hit me in the chat to say, hey, if you know that to be true, if I'm learning something, I'm going to fail at some point in my process as I cultivate and develop my skills and capacity around that thing, right? Whatever it is. Now, here's where I want us to hunker down. So if it's simply that we didn't accomplish what we intend, or we neglected to do something, i.e., for example, the what's a really good one that we've all kind of seen. Hey, the bank neglected to inform me, one that we wish would happen. The bank neglected to inform me of the additional fees for X, Y, or Z, right? There was something that didn't happen by virtue of someone either forgetting or not doing something. Now, that said, but remember, our reframe is this hashtag, put it in the comments. Failure is friendly. Failure is friendly. Failure becomes friendly when, and these are the three keys that I want to share with you as you're thinking about those that thing actually, or fails that you have in your own life. Failure's friendly, number one, when it is anchored or tethered to a goal that you really want, a worthy goal. Failure is friendly when it is tethered to a worthy goal. So failure can become friendly when I get myself back around. Hey, wait a minute. What is it that I'm really trying to do here? What is it that really matters? Why was I pursuing this in the first place? Right? The reason that can be that can give you some additional freedom around that particular fail experience. What was I trying to do here? What was I trying to accomplish? What was I intending to make happen? What new reality was I trying to bring forward? What was I trying? Was I trying to serve somebody at a new level? Was I trying to surprise my wife? What did I want to make a special event even more special? What was it that I was trying to do in the first place? So that failure has a place to live beyond, oh my God, this means I'm just a failure. If I know I'm headed in a direction, I can put that fail on a continuum of learning. Are you all with me? I can put the failure on a continuum of learning. I'm building myself up. I'm expanding my skill set. I'm deepening my capacity. I'm getting better, stronger, faster, right? I'm going through this experience of school at every turn, 360-degree school and learning around a goal that I've set because this matters to me. Now, goals matter. Remember TGC positivity, purposeful, positive results that matter is the tagline. So you want to get next to that other P word, purposeful. What is the bigger picture for me? Why would I even set a goal to go in this direction? Why was I even trying to make the day special? Why did I even think I could be the one? So here's the piece. This whole idea of a worthy goal really gets its legs when you've spent some time thinking about your big why. I hope you didn't miss that. Your worthy goal gets some legs when you've spent some time thinking about what's my big why. Okay, that's just the first key. Second key for making failure friendly is this: I'm getting, I've got, and I'm keeping my mind right. I'm getting, I got, or I'm keeping my mind right. So, what I'm getting at here with this second key is you got to work on this mindset around failure. Failure becomes friendly when you say, listen, my goal is not to prove that I never fall, that I never make a mistake. My goal is to learn as much as I can, to be as proficient, to be the best that I can, to be as open as I can, to be as loving as I can, to be as fantastic as I can, to go to the limits of what my imagination is indicating is possible. So that means I can't afford to have a mindset that says, listen, the game for us is to never falter, never fall. On the flip side of that, where we find that freedom and energy and vitality, where we can reclaim that freedom, energy, and vitality, is when I say, you know what? I'm going to grow through every experience as a way to support my vision, as a way to support my traveling towards that goal. Nothing is detrimental. It might be a detour, but there's nothing that will stop me. If you all are with me, go ahead and put it in the chat. Just say with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. If you're picking up what I'm putting down and you know what it's like to take an experience that has knocked you to your knees and be able to go in and look at the rubble, pick through some of the rubble of that experience and say, hey, wait a minute. I might see something that's been torn down, but what can I build from here? That's what I mean. I'm getting, I got, and I'm keeping my mind right. So I'm looking at how can I grow from this rather than what does this say about me? Because here's the secret: what a mistake or a fail says about you is about the past. What are the decisions? What's the thinking? What are the actions? What are the circumstances that got you to this point? But that's all past. That's all old news. Where it becomes transformative is when you can take and look at that stuff as valuable wisdom to build forward. Now, third key, as we're talking about making failure friendly, here it is. I want you to get this deep, 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 deep down inside, deep, deep. Don't stop. Listen, you got to, once you get your mind right, you want to start affirming some new things. You got to firm up some stuff because what the gravitational pull of how you had thought about that fail as something detrimental as opposed to simply a detour can continue to rob you of the energy that you need to take what you can, to take the best, leave the rest, and build a better soapbox derby car. Okay, so here it is. I'm worthy. I'm able. It's possible. This is your affirmation to take that fail and make it friendly. Here it is again. I'm worthy. I'm able. It's possible. I'm worthy, I'm able, it's possible. And let me give you an example. For me and from my life, I had a fantastic example of a total fail. And I mean, wipe out. You know, when you fail so bad, you don't even know how bad it is until you sit back and think about it the next day, the next week. You don't even know how much you messed up until you're like, ooh, that was bad. So here it is. I've had an event that I've been planning for months, and it was an incredibly powerful event where I got to acknowledge my elders. And during this event, my elders got to acknowledge me. My family was there. My wife in particular was there. My godfather was there. My other godfather was there, all instrumental in me getting to that point. So everyone, can you imagine? It's this grand table. People are being served on fine china. And it's an opportunity for me to acknowledge my elders with all of my heart. And to begin, each person starts by giving me not just a sense of the responsibility that I now have, but they begin by appreciating and acknowledging me. Then it's my turn. I have an opportunity to actually realize what I've been seeing in my mind for months about acknowledging and honoring my elders and people that have demonstrated so much care and concern. So I make this grand speech. People feel wonderful. The room goes crazy. They don't really go crazy, but it was a wonderful speech. And I forget to mention my wife. I forget to mention my godfather. I forget to mention my other godfather. The trifecta, the three people of everybody else in the room that were responsible for getting me there. Not a peep, not a mention. And to add fuel to the fire, it's my 25th anniversary. I have no gift for my wife. We'd made a decision that we wouldn't exchange gifts at the event. She pulls a fast one. She brings out the most beautiful diamond ring I've ever seen in my life. 52 years, I've never seen anything like this ring. So I'm sitting here. She does this grand gesture, not a peep from me of appreciation or acknowledgement. Now, some of y'all done already threw your shoe at the screen from what I just said right there. I understand it's deserved. It's deserved. But here's the power. You can take a fail like that. This is what makes failure friendly. This is the unwavering, this will make it your best friend ever. Write this down. And when you write it down, put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Here it is. What will this failure make of me? That's not the end. ... How will I use this failure to make me a better person? What will this failure make of me? ... How will I use this failure to make me a better person? To make me more aligned with my intention, to make me fully and completely in integrity to who I say I want to be or what I've said will be. What will this failure make of me? ... How will I use this failure to make me a better human? So at the end of the day, here it is. I've been sitting now just a few days out from this major fail, and I have been looking at what are my recovery attempts? How do I recover? Notice I said recover, not save face. Why? Because within a key Nicoleanism, within the realm of practicing positivity, the power of positivity is in its authenticity. Write that down. The power of positivity is in its authenticity. That is a Nicole Bossard original. The power of positivity is in its authenticity. So what have I had to do for these 3 days? Be willing to look at the fail for what it is and see the blowout and the blowback. Look and see it for what it is. See it for what it is. But remember my higher calling. Remember my higher purpose. My higher purpose, my core strength is appreciating excellence and beauty. My gift is being able to appreciate and acknowledge. Ooh, that made the fail even that much worse. But guess what? I know that I have the capacity to recover, and to reconnect. So that's what I've been doing, looking for ways, creating, doing things that I never would have dreamed of doing to make sure that my trifecta of support, the reason that I am where I am, the three people who have pumped life into me, my wife being the most important, making sure they know and giving demonstration of how much I love and appreciate them. That's how the fail doesn't become detrimental, but an important detour en route to me being a loving being that exudes appreciation. And what I mean by appreciation, you all, if you recall, you guys know I'm an appreciative inquiry baby. And inside of appreciative inquiry, the appreciative part says, listen, to recognize with gratitude and for me to bring the value. I bring it. I don't wait for it to show up. I don't assess it based on the current conditions. When I show up, appreciation show up. When I show up, value shows up. When I show up, I highlight the beauty and the excellence. And holy camole, now I've got a whole new set of practices that I'm working on to ensure that my wife knows how much she means to me. One of which is I've given myself an assignment, a measurable assignment every day. I'm doing something that shows and tells my wife how much I love her. I make her breakfast. I get her water. I give her a little bit of extra oomph as she needs some support. Every day, I'm looking actively for those opportunities. And what do we know? When you seek, you find. So I have all kinds of doorways opening up in front of me as I began to demonstrate appreciation and not have it simply be something that I say about myself. Come on, if you with me. Come on, if you are with me. Okay. So as we're moving forward through this is our first Friday. This is our first F-bomb Friday. So as you are thinking about your own fail, I want you to go back, take a good look at it. What is it that this fail will make of you, ... How will you use the fail experience to make you a better person? And there's one thing that I have to close with. And as we wrap up, be clear. This is why the mind part is so important. Your failure is not who you are. Your failure is something that happened. So if that failure has gotten so deep inside of you that it started to shape your identity, shape your understanding of who you are, part of the work is going to be to dislodge that thing so that you can get your full freedom back, so that you can have all your energy to pursue those worthy goals, so that you can have the full presence of mind to beast out and bring the genius and the brilliance that is you to the pursuit of that worthy goal. So failure is friendly when you put failure to work for you. Failure is friendly when you set a high intention, when you've taken some time, done the work to get, what is my higher purpose with this thing? Why in the world was I going in this direction anyway? And please hear me on this. If you hit a failure, sometimes that failure is revelatory because you realize you were moving in a direction that was counter to your true heart's intention anyway. So is it really a failure? Is it really a failure? So you got to watch those metrics. That's why having that higher intention is important. And I don't mean higher intention like, for every lifetime and all of that stuff. What's your higher intention for this moment? What's your higher intention for this year? What's your higher intention for your family or for the team that you manage or for the community that you serve? What's your higher intention? So you have a way to put a proper context and container around the stuff you're doing and how to properly assess and analyze what is happening and what you can learn from what's happening. You guys with me? So here's what I will leave you with. Nelson Mandela has said, listen, I never lose. I win or I learn. Nelson Mandela said, I never lose. I win or I learn. Thank you, Ashley Coulter, out in Adams County, WBC, holding it down. She's the woman who introduced that quote to me, and it has made a seriously deep impression. Thank you, Ashley. So, as you all are taking the week, as you're going forward, get out there, do something that's going to stretch you out a little bit. So, you might hit a fail. Look at, hey, what is this failure going to make of me? Dot, dot, dot. How will I use this failure experience to make me a better human? How will it make me a better manager? How will it make me a better spouse? How will it make me a better parent? How will it make me a better neighbor? How will it make me a better guardian of the planet? Take a look at what it is that you're failing in. And is this the direction that you're really supposed to go? Is this just some good information for you? Some good intel about what you're doing? Is this a reality check? Are you headed in the right direction? Or is this the normal learning process? I'm growing forward. I'm moving forward based on what I gather and what I pull from this experience as fuel for my future. So, with that, I'm going to let you go. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Whenever you watch, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, Practicing Positivity, the studio. If you're tuning in from Facebook, make sure that you like and follow the TGC Positivity page. And hey, let me know what you took from today. What stood out for you from today? No matter when you watch it, go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and leave a word. Let others know, me and others, what did you take away? Because you never know, that thing that you reflect back could be the medicine that someone needs right now. I will see you next week. We are coming back next Friday for our second F-bomb. But I'm going to ask you to set today's F-bomb off in your world. What's the F-bomb? Failures friendly. Say it loud and proud. Failures friendly. Start your next meeting. Failures friendly. Start your next dinner time with your family and friends. Failures friendly. Let them be looking around over the shoulder at the restaurant when you say failures friendly. Let them look at you. Yes, that's what I'm saying. We starting an F-bomb revolution. We taking over the F-bombs with some life-giving energy. All right, my friends, I better get out of here before I really get a little bit too crazy. Go ahead. We will dance it out. We will dance it out. And Shelly, come on, Mesa County, holding it down. Yes, girl, turn those failures into some things that give life. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I will see you next week, and come in next week with your flamethrowers on so that you can talk about those failures. And if you want to join me in the studio live, just hit me up on the side, hit me up in the chat and say, hey, Nicole, I'd love to be in the studio with you. We can make it happen. All right. All right. I will talk to you all next week. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next week. Second F-bomb. You know where we going. Feed back and feed forward. All right. Talk to you soon.